punked. And if you wouldn't allow that, you will be punked. And, I don't think we have any guys that's willing to be punked on this team. So you might not be the most athletic, the strongest, but we got to have the most heart.
As a reminder, Houston is heavy favorites in this series, but what is the recipe for the Lakers to take down Houston? Is it as simple as taking care of the basketball and boxing out? Wendy, what do you think?
Well, that would help. There's no doubt about that. When you play the Rockets, there's a couple of things that you're top of the line, and I'm sure J.J. Redick is eyeball deep in all of the options at his disposal to try to figure out a game plan that's going to work. He obviously mentioned right there the rebounding. Houston's one of the great offensive rebounding teams of the decade. They thrive on getting second and third and fourth shots, and if you allow that, they will beat you. The game plan, almost certainly offensively, is going to be to give the ball to LeBron James, spread the court, and let LeBron create mismatches and find the best shot, either for himself or his teammates. When you play Houston, the two players that you want to target are Reed Shepherd and Alperen Şengün. These are excellent offensive players. Houston is suspect offensively. They need those guys in the game to get their offense going, although down the stretch of the season, Ime Udoka has found some lineups where he can generate some better offense that take pressure off of KD to be the offensive creator. But you've got to figure out ways to take advantage of those mismatches. You've got to punish those guys. That's where a guy like Luke Kennard is going to come in, his role expanded down. But if you look at the 10,000-foot view, what you really need is to extend. That's the message that the Lakers have to think every minute of the game. Extend until the fourth quarter. Your best chance at beating Houston is getting them into a close game. I understand that you're not going to have the same advantages as you did when you had Luka Doncic out there. But Houston has struggled at the end of loose games, or at the end of close games. And then
Stephen A. Smith and Brian Windhorst just broke down the Lakers-Rockets series. And here's the truth. This version of LeBron James gives the Lakers a real shot. Let me explain why. First, the numbers. Since April 5th, LeBron James has averaged over 25 points and 11 assists per game. He's playing point guard. He's controlling the pace. He's making everyone around him better. And J.J. Redick, the Lakers coach, said something that should scare the Rockets. He said, "They're going to try to come in and punk us. If you allow that, you will be punked." I don't think we have any guys willing to be punked on this team. We might not be the most athletic or the strongest, but we got to have the most heart. That's not X's and O's. That's a mindset. That's a challenge. And when a coach says that before a series, his players are going to respond. Now, let me give you the game plan. Windy broke it down perfectly. The Rockets are one of the great offensive rebounding teams of the decade. They thrive on second, third, and fourth shots. If you allow that, they will beat you. So the Lakers have to box out. Every possession. Every rebound matters. JJ said it himself. Taking care of the basketball and boxing out. That's the series. If the Lakers don't do those two things, they're not going to win. But here's where it gets interesting. Windy pointed out that the two players the Lakers want to target are Reed Shepherd and Alperen Şengün. Excellent offensive players. But defensively? Suspect. Lakers need to put those guys in pick and roll. Attack them every single possession. Luke Kennard's role has expanded. He needs to be a factor. Because if you can get those mismatches, you can score. Stephen A. added the most important part. The Rockets have a fatal flaw. They turn the ball over in clutch time. It has plagued them all season. And Stephen A. still doesn't understand why they didn't go out and get a veteran point guard. Reed Shepherd is good. I like him. But he's not that quintessential, prototypical point guard with experience to calm the waters. So if the Lakers can keep the game close into the fourth quarter, they can exploit Houston's turnovers. That's the recipe. Now let me talk about the elephant in the room. Kevin Durant. Stephen A. said something that is absolutely true. There has never been, and I don't believe there ever will be in his career, an answer for Kevin Durant offensively. He is going to get his. No question. And unlike last year when the Rockets had Jalen Green as their sporadic number one option, now they have arguably the greatest scorer in NBA history. It's a different animal come playoff time. But here's the counter. Since leaving the Warriors, Kevin Durant is 13-18 in the playoffs. That's not a typo. 13 wins, 18 losses. For a guy who is supposed to be a top 5 player of all time, that record is troubling. Now, some of that is circumstance. Injuries. Bad teammates. But some of it is on him. He hasn't carried a team deep into the playoffs since Golden State. So this series is not just about the Rockets winning. It's about Kevin Durant proving he can still be the guy. The Lakers' strategy is simple. Extend. 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 Windy said the Lakers have to think every minute of the game, extend until the fourth quarter. Your best chance at beating Houston is getting them into a close game. Because Houston struggles at the end of close games. Then you extend the series. Scrap and claw. Figure out how to get back to Houston 1-1. That way you know you're coming home for Game 5. And here's the key. Extending the series brings the possibility of Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic back. I don't know how they're going to feel in a week. Nobody does. But the longer the series goes, the reinforcements come into view. Let me give you a realistic scenario. The Lakers steal Game 1 in Houston. LeBron goes for 35 and 12. Luke Kennard hits 5 threes. The Rockets turn it over 18 times. Suddenly, the Lakers have home court advantage. Then they split games 2 and 3. Now it's 2-2 going back to Houston for Game 5. And now you're hearing whispers that Luka might be ready for Game 6. That changes everything. Because as good as this version of LeBron is, the Lakers are not beating the Rockets 4 times without Luka and Reeves. But if they can survive long enough to get them back, then it's a different series. Now, I have to address the elephant in the room. The sports books have the Rockets as heavy favorite. And they're right to. Houston is the better team on paper. They have more talent. They have Kevin Durant. They have depth. They have size. But Stephen A. made a great point. The Lakers should be playing with a level of urgency and desperation. Game to game. Not thinking about the entire series. Can they get this series 2-2 through the first 4 games? Buying time for Luka and AR to get back. That's the mission. That's the goal. One more thing before I let you go. Mitchell Robinson caught a snake in his backyard and named it Jeff. And Stephen A.'s reaction was priceless. He said, Mitchell Robinson has missed entirely too much action in his career to be messing around with snakes. With our luck as Knicks fans, that damn thing would have bit him and he'd have been out for the playoffs. And he's right. Knicks fans are not laughing at that video. They're holding their breath. What the hell are you doing, Mitchell? Leave the snakes alone. At least until after the playoffs. Alright, let me wrap this up with some questions for you. And I want you to destroy the comments. 1. Can the Lakers extend this series to 6 or 7 games without Luka and Reeves? 2. Is Kevin Durant still capable of carrying a team to the finals, or is his best behind him? 3. What is the most important factor in this series, LeBron's playmaking, Houston's turnovers, or KD's scoring? 4. Does LeBron have one more legendary playoff run left in him? Drop your takes. The best ones I read next vid. EO. Smash like if you think the Lakers can pull the upset. Hit subscribe if you believe in Kevin Durant and the Rockets. And comment your series prediction right now. Let's go.